Two, hope you're all right. So today I'm going to be showing you how to add two-digit numbers together. But with every class, there's lots of different children who might want to challenge themselves or have a go at a method where they just want to develop their confidence. There's lots of different levels and different progressions of adding. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a progression of what we do in year two. So there's 4 different stages, and the reason why I'm doing that is so that for the planning this week for week 3, the children can pretty much choose what they like to practice, what method they like to practice, and then the next day they could then challenge themselves to have a go at the next progression. So yeah, I thought it'd be simpler to just show you all of the different methods, and then your child can pick and choose. It's also quite good for parents to know how we do it in year 2 as well. So I know, although there are examples at the bottom of the planning, I think sometimes it also helps when you've got somebody explaining it to you. It's just a bit easier. So the first method that we do is sort of, I'm just checking you can see this in my makeshift whiteboard, is adding sort of horizontally. So I've got 23 add 15, okay? And what we do in our maths is we split the numbers into 10s and 1s. So I'm going to show it as sort of almost pictures underneath. So I know there are 2 10s, and the way I'm going to represent my 10 is a line. So because there's 2 10s, I'm going to do 2 lines. And my 1s, I'm going to represent them as crosses. So I've got 2 10s and 3 crosses, 23. Then on here, I've got 1 10 and I've got 5 crosses. Now, the children are really good at this. We've been doing it really consistently, so they should be able to have a good go at this. Then all we do is we then put all of the numbers together. So for horizontal counting, we add the 10s first and add the 1s afterwards, okay? So 10, 20, 30, so I'm going to put 3 10s here, and then I've got 8 crosses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And all I do is I just count up the answer. I go 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. And my answer is 38. Now, sometimes the children can forget to switch count. I'm just going to stick this in again, sorry. They forget to switch count. And switch count is when you're switching from counting in 10s to then counting in 1s. So sometimes they'll go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Then they end up with a humongous number. So they have to remember, once they've stopped counting all their 10s, they have to count in 1s afterwards. Okay, so that's horizontal, adding and representing it as lines and crosses underneath. Then the next one is exactly the same, but we're showing it vertically, okay? And the reason why we do it vertically, this is pretty much a precursor for column addition. So we're going to still represent it in pictures, but it's actually understanding what column addition means and what it is, because I think sometimes with column additions, children will say, oh, okay, 2 add 1 is 3, 3 add 5 is 8, it's 38. But actually they don't quite understand what that all means. So the reason why we do this is to almost show the children exactly what column addition means. They are in columns. You've got a 10s column and you've got a 1s column. We're not just doing 2 add 1 is 3, it's actually 20 add 10 is 30, but sometimes they can't quite see that. So I'm going to show it again in my pictures, but I'm just going to do it as in my column. So I've got 23 add 15, so I'm going to do 23, do my columns, add 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, with column addition, we count the 1s first and then we count the 10s. And this is because sometimes a number can be bigger and you have to regroup at the 10s, because there might be more 1s, and then you have to move them into the 10s column. So we often count the 1s first. So I'm going to count them first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to put 8 in there, and 10, 20, 30. So I'm going to put 3 there. So 38 is my number. Okay. So all I did was I drew it out in tens and ones columns, I counted the ones first and then the tens, and I found my answer. So the next one is column addition, and it is still drawing with lines and crosses. However, it is about regrouping this time, where there are more than 9 ones and you have to put some of the ones into the tens column. So this one is 25, oh no, doing it wrong, add 18, okay? So as you can see, there are too many ones, okay? When you do 5 add 8, it's going to be more than a 10. And so what we do say, I always say that you can never have more than 9 crosses, because if you have a number 49, if you had one more cross, it would go to 50. So the 49 would then change to 5 tens and no ones. So I'm going to draw the numbers out again. I've got 25 and I've got 18. 5, 6, 7, 8. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to regroup my crosses into a 10 and find out what's left over. So then I can move my crosses and turn them into a 10. I'm just going to show that there so that I've drawn it out again as a picture. So I've got 25 add 18, but in lines and crosses. So I need to regroup, I need to circle 10 crosses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've got 10 crosses there. So I'm circling that. Then what I can do is I can turn those 10 crosses into a 10, can't I? Into a line. So I'm going to put that down here. So then I count just what's left over. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put that in my ones column there. Then I can count all of my tens. 10, 20, 30, 40. I've got 4 tens. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I add them all together with my switch counting, I will find my answer. 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43 is my answer. So can you see it's really important to count the ones first rather than the tens? Because if I counted the tens, I'd have a humongous ones number and it wouldn't work. So you always have to count the ones when you are doing column addition or column subtraction. So then the last one is doing column addition but with no pictures at all. Okay, so I'll show that one again. 25 add 18. So with this, you just have to be able to know that 8 add 5 or 5 add 8 is 13. Okay, so you can of course use your fingers, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, that's absolutely fine. But then what you have to do is you have to put the ones in the 1 column and then the 10 of 13 in the tens column. So 13, I'm going to put the 3 there, then I'm going to put the 10 down here. Okay, then I'm going to count up all of these to find what my 10 is going to be. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you saw I added these two together and I got 13. So the 3 is my 1 and then I've moved that 10 there and then I'm counting it as a 10 here to make my number. So these are all of the different methods. You've got this one, this one, this one and this one. And it's completely up to your child what they'd like to do. That maybe they could have a go at doing one where they want to develop their confidence, and then the next day, because it's over two lessons, they could then give a go and challenge themselves on a method that they might not have felt confident about at school, or just wants to try the next step. Yeah, enjoy and good luck. I hope that was helpful. Although it is at the bottom of the planning as well, hopefully this has helped you too. Okay, bye bye.